Hello friends, this is Bharat and Meena Trivedi.
Varsha and Dilip.
Sapna
and Gaurav Lal,
Suvarna,
Arya,
and Manoj Khari.
Ilanga,
Sejal Desai,
Smita,
and Vivek Chaudaha,
Anjali Desai,
T and Deepak Arora,
Pawan,
and Rinki Agrawal,
Sid,
And Archana Nair.
Danny,
and Rinku Mehta,
and Sunil Kiani.
Priyanka,
And Vinay Kedia.
I'm Johnny Jenkins.
Kiran Fincher
Raj.
and Aradhna Asava.
Together,
We support
good afternoon, friends. Like every week, here we are at our new time of 3:30 p.m. Saturday afternoon. Actually, Aradhna, I think now our listeners know that they can expect to hear HungerMitao radio show every Saturday without fail at 3:30 p.m.
That's right. So it's not a new time.
That's right. So here we are bringing to you the HungerMitao program filled with latest updates about hunger in the area and across the United States, as well as sharing information about how the Indian American community is stepping up to become a large part of the solution in fighting hunger.
Yes, listeners, we are your hosts, Raj and Aradhna Asava, coming to you through the airwaves of Fun Asia, a key partner of ours in this fight against hunger.
And actually, today we are coming from San Francisco.
That's right.
That's correct. So this is amazing. This technology, no matter where we are, any part of the country or the world, we are able to come every week for our listeners on Fun Asia Radio.
And through this radio show, in addition to raising awareness about the rampant hunger issue in the USA, we also share ways in which each one of us, in the spirit of give where you live, can and is making a difference.
Please visit ntfb.org/hungermitao to learn how this volunteer-driven movement is unifying the impact of the Indian American community to fight hunger in North Texas. The website again is ntfb.org/hungermitao. Unprecedented.
Yeah, that
Aradhna?
sums it all.
How many times we heard that term since the beginning of the pandemic? It is undeniably true. Over the last year, we lived through unprecedented times. We found ourselves at the intersection of a global pandemic, the largest downturn in our economy since the Great Depression, and the greatest awakening of public discourse and demand for action.
9 months into fiscal 2020, the operating model of Feeding America and its 200 food banks was turned upside down. As hunger relief organizations, Feeding America's mission is deeply impacted by each of these crises. Hunger and food insecurity are inextricably linked to poverty. People of color, immigrants, refugees, and indigenous communities are disproportionately impacted by COVID-19. Households making less than $75,000 a year were the quickest to experience loss of employment and continue to be the slowest jobs to recover.
Closer to home, this past year, due to the pandemic, we have experienced hunger rates across North Texas that surpassed those of the Great Depression era. In fact, 1 in 6 people in our community struggles to afford food today. For many, trying to make ends meet during these difficult times, it can mean making tough choices between paying bills or buying the healthy food their family needs to thrive. That's why the North Texas Food Bank partners with pantries, soup kitchens, shelters, and other hunger relief organizations to make sure our neighbors have access to nutritious foods.
It's support also from caring people like our listeners that makes this possible. This spring and beyond, hungry children, seniors, and families are counting on all of us. Our generous gift will make a life-saving difference for people like Neil. Who's Neil? Neil, a retired veteran, never thought he'd be at risk of going hungry. But that's exactly what happened last March when he was laid off from a local cable company. I was working and doing a good job. Then the pandemic hit and it just started going downhill from there, Neil says. It wasn't long before he and his wife could no longer afford their mortgage.
Very shame.
We ended up losing our home, Neil says. Within a month, we realized we wouldn't have food.
Sadly, we hear too many stories like Neil's every day. Due to the economic impact caused by the pandemic, so many people who have always been able to get by now find themselves needing help for the first time. They are reminders that the face of hunger looks just like you and me, friends. It could be your neighbor down the street, or your child's classmate, or like Neil, a veteran who proudly served his country and now wonders how he will feed his family. It's not easy to provide meals for so many people, but listeners, with your help, we can do it. Every dollar you give secures enough healthy food for 3 meals for North Texans in need. Please visit ntfb.org/HungerMitao to make your impact.
When Neil's wife heard about the North Texas Food Bank's mobile pantry food distribution at the fair park, she suggested they go. They lined up early, along with thousands of hungry people in the community, and received boxes of fresh food just in time for the holidays. Neil says that accepting help was difficult at first, but he plans to pay it forward. We were always the ones donating to food banks, Neil said. Once I get back on my feet, I'm going to help others.
Neighbors like Neil, who need a little extra assistance right now, are so thankful that they have healthy food thanks to your support. The demand for food is higher than ever, and each of Food Bank's 200 partner agencies has developed safe, tailored programs and services to best serve their hungry neighbors. With your support, children, seniors, and families now have access to more than 250,000 healthy meals every day.
Raj, while that is impressive, it's also distressing that there is so much hunger around us.
And it's growing.
It's growing, but I take a great deal of comfort in the fact that when the communities come together,
Yeah.
right? It's hard. It's hard times for everybody, but everybody is pitching in whatever they can, and
Yep.
we are making a difference.
Correct.
We believe no one in our community should go hungry, and we are committed to ensuring that our neighbors have nutritious food to eat. When I say we, I mean
HungerMitao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So please help feed those facing hunger in our community today. I can't tell you what it means to see the faces of children, seniors, and families who receive food for a meal they did not think they would have. Your generous gift at ntfb.org/HungerMitao will make a powerful impact on the lives of our neighbors right here in North Texas. Together, friends, we can help fill empty plates and ensure that we are able to provide nutritious food right now and throughout the year.
Aradhna, if Neil could sing a Desi song to show his gratitude to the generous Indian American community, do you know what that song would be?
What would it be?
एहसान मेरे दिल पे तुम्हारा है दोस्तों, एहसान मेरे दिल पे तुम्हारा है दोस्तों, ये दिल तुम्हारे प्यार का मारा है दोस्तों.
Lovely. Avi, would you please play this song?
Aradhana, did you know between March 1 and December 31st, 2020, last year, Feeding America and their network of 200 plus food banks across the country, covering every zip code in this country, do you know how many meals they distributed?
I know it was a large number.
In
but
billions.
What is the number?
It's estimated that they served just in those 9 months, prime time during the pandemic, 5.3 billion meals
Jeez.
to people facing hunger across the country.
Wow. It is very heartwarming and inspiring that the Indian American community is so engaged in helping North Texas Food Bank provide people get access to nutritious food. We have become a force. The collaboration and unification is working and the results are visible. So many leaders in the community are joining the HungerMitao movement and helping spread the message. Listeners, if you have a few hours to spare and would like to become an activist in the fight against hunger, please consider joining us. Become a part of the steering council for an extremely rewarding experience. You can contact us through the HungerMitao website, ntfb.org/HungerMitao.
Speaking about steering council, Aradhana, it's probably the right time to give our listeners some quick updates about HungerMitao activities.
Yeah,
We had our.
we've been busy.
We have been extremely busy. I mean, Spring Food Drive ended, several other funds for food drives were done, and we have raised, good amount of funds for the food bank, and the food bank is very appreciative of that. We also now have a strong steering council team. We still want more people to join in,
Yeah.
but we have a steering council team made up of passionate community folks who meet regularly once a week for about half an hour just to take a stock of the hunger situation and what we can do about it. And we met for the first time in person. That was fun.
It was nice. It was really nice to see each other,
Yeah.
to feel that sense of camaraderie.
I mean,
And
we-
we met at the food bank.
At the food bank, we maintained social distancing,
Yeah.
had the masks on, etc. But the fact that we were all able to meet up in person, it kind of re-energized everybody.
Definitely.
Yeah, and the CEO of the food bank was there at that time, and
Yeah.
she met with our steering council members, and so did other senior leaders. And it was great to hear from them firsthand what is the hunger issue and what the food bank is doing about it.
Yeah. The Indus golf team also came by to the food bank and presented their check for 35,000 nutritious meals to the North Texas Food Bank, which they raised through their recent sold-out Tea to Table HungerMitao Golf Classic.
It was an amazing event, Aradhana. I mean, of course, the check presentation was great,
Yeah.
but I was there at the golf event. I mean, it was a sea of Indian American community members out there and playing their best golf for a great cause. And afterwards at the banquet, you could see they wanted to learn more about HungerMitao and get engaged. And I believe the Indus Golf leaders also said that they would like to make this now a recurring annual event. So we are very, very excited about that.
That is amazing.
We also conducted a Youth Against Hunger informational Zoominar, as we call it, a Zoom-based webinar. It was attended by over 40 passionate young youth leaders who were interested in learning how they can learn, earn, and return back through volunteering for the food bank.
Yeah, and their ages were all the way from 13 to 19.
Exactly.
So kids of all ages. And, I was on that Zoominar And the chat session was so active.
Exactly.
They were so excited, so inspired, and I think so eager to ideate and give some really cool ideas.
That's right. I think they are excited and they can't wait till exams are over and around summer vacation they want to implement their ideas through their summer activities and see what kind of impact they can make.
And I think they were also very excited to hear that through this program they'll be able to earn volunteer credit hours.
Exactly.
Which, the last year and a half have been really weird for those kind of requirements that the students have.
That's right.
Because colleges and all these honor programs, they require service credit hours.
That's correct.
But actual volunteering has been difficult.
Right, it's a catch-22.
Yeah.
And the good thing about what we have been able to work with the food bank is that youth can actually carry out their activities virtually and still be able to earn volunteer hours. So that's fantastic.
I think we should tell our listeners that if you'd like to learn more about this program, please reach out to us. You already know the website. It's ntfb.org/HungerMitao. And we'll be happy to share information.
Yes, drop us a message. And Aradha, the
An event's coming up.
Exactly, North Texas Food Bank's annual signature event is coming up.
Taste of the Cowboys.
It is exciting. I mean, those of you who have attended any of those Taste of the Cowboys event, which is also called TOTC in the past, know what we are talking about.
So all you football players, this is something you need to pay attention
Well, not
to.
just football players, Aradhana,
Especially
also foodies.
Foodies too.
I mean, like we have so many restaurants who are going to come in and provide samples of their signature dishes. I mean, it's going to be a fun event.
It'll be a great event. It'll be on June 6th at the AT&T Stadium. And rest assured that the food bank is doing all of this in a very safe environment.
Correct.
The whole event has been redesigned to comply with our current distancing requirements. So it's going to be a great event, but tickets are very limited.
That's right.
And they can now be purchased at ntfb.org/cowboys.
Actually, Aradhana, it's my understanding that it is already a sold-out event.
You think?
I believe so. So, but friends, as Aradhana mentioned, the website is ntfb.org/cowboys.
Yeah, they may be adding capacity.
Yeah.
So please do look for the tickets.
That's right. Finally, friends, never in the history of human beings has the world been more connected. This pandemic has proven to us that we are more interdependent than we realize. What happens in one part of the world impacts every other part of the world almost instantly, even before the Earth makes its one full rotation.
So I would like to say I have seen fundraisers popping up for India all over the place.
Yes.
And I see practically every one of those fundraisers is meeting or exceeding their goal.
That's true.
So I would today like to say thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to the entire Indian American community for everything that you are doing.
For your generosity, I mean, not only for your karma bhumi, but for your janma bhumi,
That's right.
right? And
The need is great.
yes,
And thank you for doing your part. And, if you have not yet selected a charity, we'll be happy to recommend the one that we are supporting. It's called Indiaspora.
that's right. Actually, Aradhana and I have a matching challenge out there. Both Aradhana and I, we have personally donated $25,000, and we challenge people to, raise that much amount. And you can find that donation link at facebook.com/Asava.
Yes.
Okay.
ASAVA.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Friends, the HungerMitao show is about the need in the community we live in and a call for each of you to engage. We are living in very strange and uncertain times, afraid of what lies ahead. We need to continue to stay safe, vigilant, and extremely careful. However, let us not give in to fear. Remember, life is beautiful. Let's live each day to its fullest. Let's be generous, be kind, be caring, be our best.
And friends, as we close our program today, we thank you all for your generosity and for caring about others around you, whether it's here or in India. North Texas's Indian American community, thank you for caring, for volunteering, for helping organize awareness events, for running food drives, for making donations, for becoming multi-year donors, for giving your time, skill, for giving in kind. And thank you, Phanesia, for becoming the mouthpiece for HungerMitao. We look forward to your ongoing support and count on your involvement as we cry HungerMitao and move towards the next milestone of 25 million meals enabled by HungerMitao for North Texas Food Bank.
Our mission, friends, is HungerMitao. And HungerMitao is as much about eradicating hunger as it is about unifying the fragmented efforts of our community and focusing it on the humanitarian cause of hunger. Let us come together as the entire Indian American community and show how we engage in any place we call home. We are smart, compassionate change agents who give where we live, so our community benefits from our presence.
And until next week, friends, remember, while we may never be able to eradicate hunger, let us ensure no one goes hungry.
HungerMitao.